Hello and welcome to Re-enthused. Today we are just going to take a quick look at some of Bandai's offerings to the gaming world. So, in the retro gaming community, probably this is the most famous entry. It's the Pippin, and it's their collaboration with Apple. The first time Apple really entered the games market, and for a long time until, well, I guess you could say when they opened up the iPhone, but really recently with the Apple Game Store, they kind of stayed out of the market for a while, largely because of this. Now, yeah, the Pippin gets a lot of big bad rap, but it was trying to solve two issues, and it didn't really do either of them particularly well. It was quite a powerful machine for what it was. PowerPC platform was quite powerful, although if this was the entry level model. But it was still not underpowered. It's just, it was an attempt by Apple to overtake the living room, to put apples in the living room, and Bandai wanted to make a games machine. And so both of them coming at the same problem, different sides, meant you end up with a machine that was really not very good at either of them. So it was a shame. But that wasn't the only machine Bandai released into the world. There was the Playdia, which was just awful, to be completely blunt. Now, in its defense, it was designed for children. It's got this infrared controller here, and the games are quite simplistic multimedia affairs revolving around things like Ultraman and stuff. It's Bandai, so of course it's Ultraman stuff. But even with that said, it still wasn't a great machine. Again, this whole idea that children want different machines just never really plays out particularly well. And it was the same with this. Huge flop, more so even really than the Pippin, to be fair. But these aren't the only things we're looking at today. So let's jump kind of ahead to something that was actually quite successful for Bandai. And that's WonderSwan. Now, you've possibly heard of WonderSwan if you're into retro gaming, because it's becoming quite popular as a machine. So this is one of the original black and white WonderSwans. Got a bit of screen rot on this one, unfortunately. And they're quite simple machines, and they were designed by Gunpei Yokoi, who is, well, a lot of people know, is the father of the Game Boy. But it really is the father of Nintendo's handheld market altogether, because he also came up with quite a lot of the popular Game & Watch series as well, which of course led on to the Game Boy. He's also the father of the Virtual Boy, but let's not get into that. So when he left Nintendo, he helped Bandai create this, and that is an interesting machine. Now, it's got numerous downsides, but more importantly is the upsides, really, and there are quite a few. For one thing, it runs off of just one AA battery. If I can just get this released. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Just one AA battery in this rather handy little, which does work, I promise, slidey in thing. And it has an incredible series of games as well. There are some fantastic games on the WonderSwan. Not necessarily for the black and white one. If you're buying one today, I would not recommend getting a black and white one, except for maybe curiosity's sake, I guess, which is part of the reason why I own them. But if you're buying them today, I would more recommend, well, for price, the colour, which this one's a rather nice Final Fantasy branded one. And yeah, these are nice enough devices. The screen is hard to see in anything except the best light, unfortunately, even on machines where the screen isn't gone. This one's a bit scratched up, but it still works, and the screen's still good enough. But no, that's something else that one of the drawbacks is the screen. But yeah, there are some fantastic games for it. Now, if you want to pay just a little bit extra, you can get the Crystal. And by a little bit extra, I mean a lot extra. So the Crystal, again, still only runs off of one battery, just like the, that's what had the battery in it, look at that. Still runs off one battery, just like the original and the colour. But it has a slightly better screen, still not very readable in anything but good light. And it's just a kind of a nicer design. And slightly better electronics and stuff, so it's a little bit more long-lasting than the other two. But no, these are fantastic handhelds. They really are. Now, again, you might well have heard about these because they're getting much bigger in the gaming community, which they deserve because they are fantastic little handhelds. Well worth getting. Lots of good games. Very, very good conversions of Final Fantasy on these games. But there's one more handheld. Now, this is one that I didn't know about until I saw it on a random Japanese auction. Decided I had to try and get one. And I did get one. It was quite hard, but here it is. So there. This is Bandai's Design Master. Now, bit of a weird name, yes, but there's a reason for that, which I'll get to in a second. If we pop up this button, the screen opens up like that. As you can see, this is yet again been prey to screen rot, so the screen is not very visible. There's not even any point in turning it on, I think, because I don't think... can we see anything? Oh, just about. You can just about see something there, which is the menu. Now, this is touchscreen. You can see with a stylus there, although this is a DS stylus, not the stylus that came with it. And yeah, it's a game system, but it's slightly more than that. So I've got a series of the cartridge games here, which are quite big cartridges for a handheld. Very much the same. And so there's Slam Dunk, which you'll see, it's the M there, which I'll get into in a minute. Street Fighter 2, again, that's an M. And Rockman, or Mega Man, which is also an M. So those are the M ones. But if we reach over here and get these ones, these are slightly different. So, this first one, you can see that's a Dragon Ball game, but it's got a G. And there's a reason for this. So the G's are games, the M's are design modules. The idea is you put the design modules in and you can make animations based on whatever that property is. So for the Rockman Mega Man one, you'd be able to create animations based on all the Rockman characters and stuff. And then the games have a little cap on top with a little connector on there, so you can actually put those together. And then the idea is that this game will be able to use the animations and stuff that you've created from here. Not quite a game creator as such, but kind of a way of extending games and putting other characters into different games. I can't show any of that because, again, unfortunately, the touchscreen isn't working on this and the screen is barely visible. I can possibly, it works better with a design one, so if I stick the Dragon Ball Z in, turn that on, just, right, okay, I might be able to do a little something with that. Using lots of light sources, you can just see the Dragon Ball Z there you go. But yeah, because this LCD is not in a good way, it takes a lot of light. This might be repairable, I haven't tried yet. I'll give it a shot. But yeah, so that's a really interesting handheld, and it's kind of, it's part of what Bandai have done all the way through. That's not been successful, admittedly. Say that the Pippin and the Playdio weren't successful, but they were quite interesting ideas for their time. But the Wonder Swan certainly is a fantastic machine which anyone should try to pick up. Yes, again, some great games on there. Resident Evil, Final Fantasy, lots of other games available. Tons of games, in fact. This has a huge number of games. Most of them in Japanese, obviously, but they're usually approachable still and worth getting. But yeah, interesting series. This is a fascinating machine as well, which I'm hoping to get working. If I get it working, I will do another video on it. But yep, definitely worth taking a look at the Wonder Swan, certainly. The other ones, maybe not so much. Although I still maintain the Pippin is an interesting machine to own. It's got some interesting foibles, and you can run OS 9 on it, OS 7, sorry, for the macOS on it. And that's quite a weird thing. Plus, Marathon is on there, the forerunner to Halo. that's well worth playing as well. Right. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like. If you really enjoyed the video, please hit subscribe. If you didn't enjoy the video or you have something else to say, then please leave it in the comments below. See you next time.